Good afternoon. This is San Antonio Family Association reporting live at Planned Parenthood South Texas, 2140 Babcock. We have some breaking news that happened this week. This is Patrick Von Dolan with the San Antonio Family Association. I'm here with interviewing Norma, who is a San Antonio Family Association pro-life sidewalk advocate and counselor, and also works with San Antonio Coalition for Life. Just a few days ago, 2 days ago, Norma was on the sidewalk right here where she stands right now and had an encounter with a man that was referred over by the City of San Antonio's Refugee Service Center, also known as the Migrant Service Center. And we believe it to be the new one at 7000 San Pedro, which is the old location of CPS Energy that the city, CPS sold to an individual and has in a corporation, forgetting his name right this second, Paul something. But they have, that owner of 7000 San Pedro has contracted with the City of San Antonio for the Migrant Service Center. So Norma, what happened 2 days ago and what did you encounter?
2 days ago I was here on the sidewalk, Patrick, and I noticed that there was two gentlemen coming out, Middle Eastern descent, and I was able to approach them and ask them why they were here. And even though there was somewhat of a challenge on the communication, we were able to communicate, and the younger gentleman told me that the older gentleman, who looked to be at least in his upper 70s, was referred here, showed me the card, and referred here by the
Migrant Services Center?
Yes, exactly. And he was here for a blood pressure check, and instead of doing that, it looks like they send him back out and gave him an appointment for September the 12th to come back. My thoughts were, if this gentleman, because he was, like I said earlier, was having blood pressure problems, why he wasn't referred right across the street to the medical center there, University Center, to the emergency room. Instead, he was told to come back on September the 12th, and I thought between now and then, if it was high blood pressure, which I'm assuming it was, the poor guy could either have a stroke or a heart attack.
So that's an interesting point, Norma, that instead of referring him to a hospital, they referred him to an ambulatory surgery center called Planned Parenthood South Texas that is hurting for business, possibly, after Texas banned all abortions after the Dobbs decision by the Supreme Court, released and now enforced 14 days ago, that Planned Parenthood South Texas is looking for business. The City of San Antonio leases that building, the old CPS Energy building, from the private citizen, and is now promoting business to Planned Parenthood South Texas. So interesting that they didn't refer him for high blood pressure, hypertension, to a hospital to take care of immediately, but yet come to Planned Parenthood South Texas where they can see him next week. So what does that make you feel as far as their sense of urgency for the man's hypertension, his high blood pressure?
Yes, it makes me feel like there was really no sense of urgency, but instead sending business as opposed to Planned Parenthood, which we all know is anything but planned life. So to me, no, not good, not fair. And again, they could have referred him right across the street, because this place is right across the street from the University Hospital, Patrick.
So I'm going to come over and join you, and so we can have a conversation with my friend, Norma. So thank you so much for being here and continuing work on the sidewalk and the San Antonio Family Association and San Antonio Coalition for Life for the pro-life cause. You have been counseling migrants for some time. Tell us about that.
So I have a driving school, not making a commercial, but I was I went for years with refugees that came across, and I don't want to be prejudiced or anything, but came across legally, and I have never heard that they were referred to a place like this. They were given insurance, of course, but they worked as well when they came and worked for that. So my thoughts are their heart is not in the right place, at least not in my books.
So we don't know if this man was legal or illegal as far as that matter. You just know he was referred by the Refugee Service Center, the Migrant Services Center, that could have been the new one at 7,000 San Pedro now.
Correct.
Okay, but so you're used to work with migrants. Most of them have been legal migrants. But whether they're legal or illegal migrants, why in the world would the city that's operating the Refugee Migrant Services Center hand him a page that's promoted to send basically a prescription to go see Planned Parenthood South Texas for hypertension? Why would that be?
Big answer is good as mine, Patrick. I'd like to follow through actually and see if I can find out, maybe contact who I used to work with, the head of the refugee program, and see if they can fill me in on that.
So, on June 24th, the Supreme Court issued the Dobbs decision, rolling back, overturning Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey. Those previously bad decisions that harm women, kill babies, and was great for the abortion industry and Planned Parenthood South Texas, particularly Planned Parenthood. Their business was particularly good for them. It's been a huge moneymaker for them at the cost of blood of women and the lives of babies and the lives of some women who incidentally indirectly killed as a result of the botched abortion. Yet now they've got this building they bought for a little over $1 million. They put over $5 million into it. This building was illegally zoned in 2015. San Antonio Family Association filed a lawsuit against Planned Parenthood South Texas and the city of San Antonio in 2015 over the 5 zoning law violations here. And we did very good with the lawsuit. We ended up having 3 depositions with city staffers in the Development Service Department that went so good we got 26 more, including the city manager at the time, Cheryl Scully. And at that point in time, our plaintiff in Dream Hill Estates neighborhood, just behind here, received so much pressure that she ended up withdrawing the lawsuit and we were able to continue it. However, during that time, the time of about 6 months, we were able to keep the Planned Parenthood South Texas from getting their ambulatory surgery center license from the state of Texas as a result of the lawsuit, saving 1,187 babies' lives based on Planned Parenthood South Texas' own numbers that were given by Jeffrey Hahn, CEO of Planned Parenthood South Texas, in court on January 18th, 2015. Those are the numbers he gave and the number of abortions they were doing in a year. So, since June 24th of this year in the Dobbs decision, and then, let me put this down here, if you'll grab that page that we printed off. Since then, and now 14 days ago, Dobbs officially became enforced in the United States of America, and the pro-life laws went into effect. Pro-life laws that Governor Abbott signed into law last year. A lot of people know it as the Texas Heartbeat Law, but those the pro-life laws triggered and went into effect, and now women are protected from the harm of abortion and babies are being protected from being killed. Planned Parenthood South Texas is hurting for business. It's slowed down, but there are days when it's been busier. We're here every Friday, and yet we have the city of San Antonio that just passed. Let the structure down. Thank you very much. On for life. Just earlier, just a month ago, August 2nd, 2022, the city of San Antonio, through Mayor Ron Nirenberg, Terry Castillo, City Councilwoman, and other councilwomen and men, including District 9 City Councilman John Courage, all voted for what they call an abortion resolution, or an abortion rights resolution. There's no such thing, we all know. No such thing as a right to life. There's no right to abortion. But in that abortion promotion resolution, they opened the door for the city to start promoting Planned Parenthood South Texas business. So not only did Mayor Ron Nirenberg in 2015, when he was city councilman of District 8, that's really part of the city, we're in District 8 right now, 2140 Babcock, Planned Parenthood South Texas, he was one of the 4 people who made sure that Planned Parenthood South Texas could violate 5 objective zoning laws and get in and move in here. Now as mayor in 2017, he appointed hand-selected Chicha Jindaru, who is the former medical director of Planned Parenthood South Texas, as the local public health authority, like the local Surgeon General in 2017. He did that in the face of San Antonio Family Association and made a public spectacle of it, trying to make fun and castigate San Antonio Family Association. Then in 2019, he issued a city proclamation in saying that Planned Parenthood South Texas is a good of San Antonio. It's for the benefit of San Antonio. And now in 2022, he pushes through an abortion resolution promoting abortion. And now we find, thanks to Norma, here, this letter right here, if you really turn that around and show it to the camera. So we printed it off. That's not the actual. Norma took a picture of the actual letter, and we printed it off this morning. And I'll hold it up there a little closer here in a minute, but it is posted at SanAntonioFamilyAssociation.com and Facebook page. And on the event page we're having for this interview. So let's read what it says, Norma. I'll hold the page for you, and you read what it says, and we want to point out a couple of things about it.
The very top of it is this is a new services that Planned Parenthood is operating, and this is why this gentleman was directed this way. Planned Parenthood of South Texas. Planned Parenthood has been caring for South Texas since 1939, it looks like. We need quality, confidential, non-judgmental health care at no cost. We'd like you to be your partners. We'd like to be your partners in health. Bring this card, which is the image of the picture of the gentleman here, to a ppSouth Health Center for free services. Reproductive health care, birth control, condoms, birth control shot, clinical breast exams, pelvic exams, cervical cancer screening, pregnancy testing, STD testing, and treatment, male sexual health exams. Primary care, testing and treatment for diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, thyroid disorders, anemia, asthma, mental health. That's interesting. Mental health, eye and ear infections, sore throat, acid reflux, seasonal allergies, acne, weight management. Qualifying services determined by health center manager, 1-time use only. Voucher cannot be replaced if lost or stolen. Voucher is non-transferable. Internal use only, referring staff member, Center for Refugee Services. Interesting was that this is saying that it expired 12/31/22, but they still allowed him to come in and make his second appointment for September the 12th.
So what, interestingly, this piece of paper that we printed a card, that is in essence a prescription card. Prescription by the City of San Antonio Refugee Center for Services, Center for Refugee Services. This is a prescription for a person to come, a migrant to come to Planned Parenthood South Texas, in this case for hypertension and high blood pressure, and then sent away to come back next week on September 12th. What happens if something happens to the man between now and then? If they send him to a hospital, they could have helped him right then. But if the man has a heart attack or a stroke in between 2 days ago and then August 12th, then who's responsible? Who's liable? Is it the City of San Antonio? Is it Planned Parenthood South Texas? If it's the City of San Antonio, then the taxpayers are going to be on the hook. And so the Center for Refugee Services now handling prescriptions to come for a free consultation at Planned Parenthood South Texas. And interestingly, when we posted this information 2 days ago, after Kathy had sent it from San Antonio Coalition Life over to me, that a gentleman asked, "What's PPSD?" Yet on the letter itself, it says PPSD right here, as if they're going to know what PPSD means when somebody who grew up here in the United States of America doesn't know what PPSD means. So they have to figure that one out. That PPSD means Planned Parenthood South Texas. So there's all sorts of problems with this right here. Not only is it the Center for Refugee Services and Migrant Services Center is in the medical business now, handing out prescriptions for a free consultation to come to Planned Parenthood South Texas that might put the taxpayers on the hook for litigation if a medical procedure that's done here doesn't go right, or if a man who comes here for high blood pressure is given an appointment for the following week yet has a heart attack in between those visits. Those are two potentially litigious situations that could cost the taxpayers dearly. Not to mention the cost of the refugee center, the Center for Refugee Services itself at 7,000 San Pedro. On top of that, we have the City of San Antonio through Mayor Ron Nirenberg, Terry Castillo, City Councilwoman, the total of 9 councilmen and 1 mayor who voted for the abortion resolution on. Don't go anywhere yet. Can you talk real quick?
Oh, okay.
We're going to interrupt this live broadcast to give you some more information about what happened this morning already today, something very interesting. And today is September 8th, 2022. It's the feast day of the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Mother of Jesus, and we're celebrating life at the same time, dealing with this very painful situation that causes harm, hurts women, and kills baby. And we're trying to help women in a positive, constructive way. So, if you would, share with us what's happening today.
Hi, y'all. My name's Melanie. I'm one of the sidewalk interns with the San Antonio Coalition. And today what I've seen several times is persons who don't look handicapped for physical therapy, because as you may or may not know, there's also a physical therapy office here at 2140 Babcock Road. So there's persons who've been coming who don't look handicapped, don't look very, very elderly to be needing physical therapy, but they also don't look young. So there have been like middle-aged, maybe retired folks who are here. They're here maybe like 20, 30 minutes, and they leave, and I counted maybe about 4 or 5 of those individuals today. And sometimes Planned Parenthood has like business meetings, sometimes there's people in business attire who come, but they look like casual folks. So I'm thinking maybe that those are the people who are coming to start getting their primary care from Planned Parenthood South Texas. So just a theory, I noticed that today, normally the persons who are here for physical therapy are here at least an hour. And so like I said, those persons were in and out maybe like 20, 30 minutes. So just something to know that maybe that there is more traction to Planned Parenthood to maintain business by referring more people here for their primary care.
Thank you, Melanie. And Melanie was down August 2nd, 2022 at the City Council Chambers, and she had the sign. In fact, she was on the front page of the San Antonio Express News with her sign. What did your sign say?
Mine said, feminists against abortion.
Feminists against abortion. What a great sign that is, because true feminists are for life, right?
Amen. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for your work out here with San Antonio Coalition for Life and carereferral.info. Show everybody your cap real quick because they can't see it. Carereferral.info. Very good for more information about the work that they're doing through there. And on the back, too. Thank you, Melanie, very much. And I see you got your companion here with you to help keep you safe here on the sidewalk. So thank you for your good work. Absolutely. So, Norman, or Kathy, can you come join me, Kathy? We'll wrap up with Norman here in just a minute. So I want to bring on Kathy Nix with the San Antonio Coalition for Life and carereferral.info, and she can also talk about this in depth. She's here frequently, and if not every day, every other day, and doing God's work here and helping protect women and defend children. So, Kathy, what's your opinion about what's happening here?
So we're talking about more about the case where they're sending people here, right? Yeah, it's, I think, my opinion, taking advantage of people, right? These folks don't know where they're going. They don't know that this is, used to be an abortion location. And it's simply a matter of trying to recoup the money that has been lost. We take sidewalk information, we've been doing this for 2.5 years, and we have an average number of cars that have been coming out of this parking lot. And Planned Parenthood's business is down 56% since before any of the heartbeat law. So, given that it's only supposed to be 3% of what they do, they are down 56% of their business. Now, I know that they do telemed and there are other locations, but you have to see that as being a huge hit on their ability to pay their doctor or abortionist or whoever and their employees. We've seen a decline of employees. I've seen employees not here anymore that I used to see all the time. So they're scaling back the number of employees and they're hurting financially. So they're trying everything in their power to try to regain this money that they've lost through abortion. And so, yeah, they're desperate, which is great news as far as I'm concerned. But I always found that if you're trying to recoup the money, taking advantage of people who are not in a position to really choose, where they might be able to go. You're being recommended to come here. Well, if I don't know better, I'm going to come here. And so that's just that's playing off of people's inability to make their own choices. And as far as offering, the primary care, they started that, before Heartbeat. They were just trying to, expand their services. And when you think about that, you just think, well, some guy is here for an STD test, and they say, hey, we probably should do a primary care appointment for you while you're here, and then they can bill for that. So it's not that it's free; it's never free. They're billing somebody. So it's a matter of trying to regain some of those funds. And so I see that as a pretty clear strategy.
Kathy, you bring up a good point that somebody's going to pay for the consultation. This is over for me. We'll hold that page so people can see it. That page right there is a prescription, in essence, for a prescription for a free consultation Planned Parenthood in South Texas. And so somebody's giving it to them. It's coming from the Center for Refugee Services. It might be the new one, the Migrant Resource Center at 7,000 San Pedro, where you see all the illegal alien migrants coming in. And while we want to care for them, it's a matter of disclosure, it's a matter of education, it's a matter of choice. And for those people, they're not given a choice. They're given an incentive to come to Planned Parenthood South Texas for a free consultation. That the question is, who's paying for that free consultation? Is the city of San Antonio paying for that free consultation, meaning the taxpayers? Or is Planned Parenthood just using it as a marketing lead and no cost, where they come in, and so it's part of their marketing. They get somebody over here because they don't know what PTSD means on this letter right here, and they come over here not knowing, ignorant, and that's how tyrannical governments like to keep people, as ignorant and dependent on them. So we have a real problem here in the city of San Antonio. We were blessed this morning. The city of San Antonio, you might not even know, we were blessed to have Father Richard Samore to go down and give the opening invocation, the opening prayer at the City Council A session that started this morning, the Thursday A session. And he posted it on Facebook and sent it to me, and I replied and thanked him. He led them in a prayer that was attributed to St. John the 23rd. It was used in the opening of every session of Vatican II. It's a beautiful prayer. We use it all the time and have been since 2011 for a prayer for meetings. And so it's a prayer about talking about not being telling lies, telling the importance of telling the truth, the importance of respecting the dignity of human life and human persons. So it was from that standpoint. So I thank Father Richard Samore went down and the Archdiocese of San Antonio, the Archbishop, and gave that prayer. How great that is! You can find that prayer at San Antonio Family Association's Facebook page. Yet, in this case, we have a city council and mayor that are promoting evil outrightly now. In 2011, when Mayor Julian Castro was the mayor, he helped promote Planned Parenthood South Texas indirectly. And then it got worse in 2015 as they illegally allowed then former councilman Ron Nirenberg, Mayor Julian Castro in 2015, allowed Planned Parenthood South Texas to come and move in 2140 Babcock right here, violating 5 objectives and laws. One of those laws that Melanie addressed was that there's a rehabilitation center here, Mission Physical Rehab, and they consider, everybody's heard of anchor babies, right? Most people have heard of anchor babies, in which a mom gets to stay in the United States of America if she gives birth to her baby over here. And in this case, one of the reasons that they were given an excuse that they were allowed to stay here, even though they vacated the building for over 12 months, which is a cause for rezoning, and they avoided that through what they call an anchor tenant, Mission Rehab, the rehabilitation place that was here and stayed in business, 4,000 square feet out of the 23,000 square feet of the building. Yet they considered that an anchor tenant and allowed them to stay in this building. One of those 5 objective zoning law violations. So in 2015, Mayor Julian Castro and Councilman Ron Nuremberg of District 8 then allowed Planned Parenthood South Texas to move in here illegally.